This is Pete Moore on Halo Talks NYC on location, San Diego, with my friend from Costa Mesa, Lisa Dougherty, who's going to tell us a lot of things that she's doing and why she's the person to do it and why it's awesome. So welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
You got it.
So I guess you want to hear my story.
Yeah, just start as early back as you want so we know how you got to here, and then we can decide whether we agree that you should be doing exactly what you're doing.
Well, ever since I was a little girl, I thought I was supposed to do something special, and I've always been an entrepreneur.
Okay.
So I had a lemonade stand, I think, at 5 years old.
I don't think you're even allowed to sell lemonade anymore.
I don't think so either now,
but
so I've always had an entrepreneur
safety cap. Imagine they had lemonade with a safety cap on it.
Well, it would be organic now and sweetened with stevia if I had a lemonade stand.
Terrible.
But
those are the good old days. You get $1, free refills.
Yeah, I see them occasionally. So anyways, I was in the securities industry the first part of my life, stocks, bonds, Drexel Burnham, Dean Witter, Smith Barney. And I had the opportunity to go back to school in my 30s. Okay. And my dad was on cancer number 2 at the time. And I knew I always liked fitness. I wanted to help people, and with their money, it was very stressful. So I thought I would help them with their fitness and wellness. So after I graduated from UC Irvine, I started a personal training company in Newport Beach, California.
Good place to be.
Yeah, a good place to start a business.
No doubt.
And this was before there was the internet, so I had to put flyers on car windshields, and that's how I grew my business, if you remember that far back in time.
That's called ads for all you millennials out there. It's called advertising, like in the real world.
Yeah, so that's
banner ad. It's called on your car.
That's how and mailers. But so, anyways, I started working with like cancer survivors. I think I was way ahead of my time. And,
yeah, it's amazing. Thank you.
Fibromyalgia and MS and Parkinson's and schizophrenics, and I think people thought I was weird at my gym because they're training the Newport Beach housewives, and I'm training all these special populations
in the same
room.
In the same room.
So, anyways, I filled my book up. I hired 4 trainers. I filled them up. I had people driving from all over the place to train with us. And the internet came out. I built a website. And since I had such a strong business background, I started getting attention from all over the United States.
Wow.
And I had people emailing us saying, hey, my daughter has type 1 diabetes. I live in Washington, D.C. Do you know of any fitness professional? Or my mom's a cancer survivor in, San Jose. And our industry's never been such where I know Barbara in Washington, D.C., and I know Barbara's been through diabetes education, and she does fitness.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was really important to create or try to find everybody in the fitness industry that had these places and put them on, one place in a registry.
Totally makes sense, right?
So,
let's just pause for a second there. Like, most businesses either come about because somebody has a personal frustration. We're talking about this all day.
Yep.
About, like, something bothered me. I figured out how to fix it, and by me fixing it, I knew that a lot of people other people had the same problem, and that became the spawn to business. Or you can have so much inbound inquiries that it starts to make you feel like, all right, this isn't like just 100 random people asking me something. Like, they obviously somehow think or know that I'm the authority and I have the answer, and now I got to turn that answer into a business because I got to be able to scale this because I'm not taking 100 free calls a day.
Exactly. And I was actually trying to help find these people for years. So I decided, I want to start a database management company. I went back to UC Irvine, and I knew someone in the business school, and we actually did like a Shark Tank one semester. And I met with the students every week saying, I want to create this virtual...
Is this before Shark Tank?
Yeah.
This is like before the internet, before Shark Tank.
This is back in 2012, and so I met with the students weekly, and I said I want to create a virtual company. I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
And they did this for me, and then I had a bunch of people volunteer and make this network, and I started reaching out to different people in the fitness industry. I said I have a website. I'm going to start a registry of fitness professionals. I'll give you free page advertising if you send an email out to your database, whoever buys your products or whatever.
Oh, cool.
and I partner with about 100 companies in the fitness industry, everything from Power Systems, Perform Better, NASM,
Amazing.
kettlebell concepts.
Oh,
And everyone was sending,
Ganelin?
Yes, I do. And everyone was sending emails out for me.
We got to end this podcast right now.
Yeah.
Keep it
Anyways, I grew the registry. I added chiropractors, registered dietitians, physical therapists, massage therapists. Grew the registry to about 30,000 professionals in the United States.
So is that like the largest directory at this point? In like,
I think I still am. Yeah, I think I still am right now.
Because you go on Google, search, but you got to search locally, so you can't really like.
Well, that was another pain point of mine. With my dad having cancer, living in Florida, and I'm in California, and me trying to find like an in-home personal trainer, massage therapist for my dad. I'm on Yelp trying to look at star reviews, and I don't know if these people know anything about cancer or about my dad.
Yeah, or they paid $99 to get a good review.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought this registry
kind of
was
flawed
really
business model, isn't it? Like, we're going to give you a independent rating. However, you can pay for a better one. Like,
Exactly. So, I created this registry, and after the feature in the Huffington Post, I actually got acknowledged by the White House and President Obama.
Excellent. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much, as being a champion of change. And what I learned creating this project over 5 years was the lack of education in our industry as far as working with special populations.
Right.
For example, I recently got a client that's a stroke survivor, and I couldn't find any type of education on stroke and exercise.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the interesting part of what you're doing here is that the specialties that you're talking about finding, 100% of those are probably covered on Medicare or will be in the future, I would venture to guess. So you're basically providing people with like a real lead opportunity that's revenue generating with someone in their local area that they're not able to access potentially, but you've been able to set up a directory that's easily searchable and find those types of experts in the field. So
I don't know if everyone realizes, but we have a tsunami of baby boomers coming. And in the next 12 years, they're going to hit Medicare, and we can't afford to manage their chronic disease. And we know exercise prevents, treats, rehabilitates.
I mean, why do we keep having to convince people this? Like, why do we have to like shout? I was like, we are the solution. Like, where are you looking?
There's no pill that cures a chronic disease. And we know exercise
can
reverse type 2 diabetes.
How do these drugs get approved when you I want to suicidal tendencies, depression? You might want to, cut yourself. How did that get through FDA phase 3?
If you look at the commercials, it'll say, ask your doctor for Lunesta, and then they'll play music while they tell you all the side effects.
Yeah, no one's ever played music when they've told me bad things. Like classical music and bad things.
Go exercise,
Don't worry, everything will be fine when you're in ICU because you had an allergic reaction. So anyway, I don't know where that came from.
Well, so after I did the network, I've been acting like a nonprofit for 6 years now. So I started the MedFit Education Foundation.
What do you mean acting like a nonprofit? I mean, you haven't made that much money, or you got like a 501c3?
So you know what? I let everyone join the network for free when I started. Everyone had free advertising. It was free to join.
I wasn't saying that in a derogatory way. I was joking, right? Don't be mad.
No. But I learned that everything being free wasn't a good long-term business model.
Well, yeah, I would agree on that.
And so then I charged $49 to join MedFit, and now it's $169 a year. I still donate my time, and all the money I put back into the project. I have all kinds. I do conferences now, webinars.
That's great. Awesome. I love it.
Classroom. That's what the foundation.
So you have 30,000 people. Like, how many are you actually facilitating? Like the leads. So do you know who's contacting who, or did you just basically have it as here's their information?
Well, they organically find us, but we partnered with the National Arthritis Foundation, the Osteoporosis Foundation, American Breast Cancer, and they all point to this website. So when people go there for help, they say, go to MedFit Network if you want help with exercise.
That's great. Do you want to disclose how much traffic or how many people do you think you're connecting on a monthly or annual basis?
I think we get about 15,000 visitors a month to the MedFit Network.
Yeah.
And that's consumers looking for help.
Got it. Can I keep these, by the way?
Oh, yeah, those are for you.
All right, thank you.
And
I'm right now taking 2 brochures from Lisa to me, and I'm taking them into my possession. Okay. Go ahead.
So What else can I tell you about me? So last year I launched the Medical Fitness Tour. It's a conference.
Okay.
And I did 4. I was part of Club Industry. I did a medical fitness track, and I'll be part of Idea Worlds. I'm doing a medical fitness track. And I think that the industry is now embracing and accepting the space between medicine and fitness.
Okay.
And if the fitness industry is going to be part of the healthcare team and be respected, and we need the education to back us up on
Got
this.
it.
And so my conferences are single track, and it's on diabetes, Alzheimer's, cancer, osteoporosis. And we're also talking about genomics, CBD. I don't know. My clients are asking me about CBD
I'm good with CBD.
with pain and sleep.
What about THC with pain and sleep?
Really?
No?
No. Cannabis.
We could talk about it now, right?
Yeah, we
Not
could.
gonna get there's no thought police here, are there? No, they have dispensaries now.
It's the new aspirin.
I mean, it's all natural, right?
Yep.
I mean, it's been working for hundreds of years, maybe even
It's
more than we know about.
It's hundreds of years.
And some people are like, oh, that makes me too funny. I'm like, it doesn't. You already are funny. You just don't know where you your Dropbox only has 22%, space, and then when you take the edible or you take the THC, you're at about 30%. So you get the funniest 8%. You've lost. You got to get it back.
It's funny. We had a Harvard MD present on cannabis at
I'm
one
a
of my
Harvard
conferences.
Business School
Oh.
a graduate,
And-
but I have nothing to do with him, and I don't apply to be more than just a routine consumer for sleep purposes.
Well, so anyway,
And it works for
so
me.
he spoke on. He speaks all over the world, and he says, you know what? People in the United States are too uptight about it.
Yeah, I'm glad we're getting it out there now.
Everybody throughout
You
the
and
world
me.
is okay with it,
I
and
feel so
what's
I
wrong
just
with
feel so
feeling good
relieved.
is what he said.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know. I mean, there are times when, look, if I was just getting out of college right now and you had access to, I mean, it could make you really productive. It also could make you go on Fortnite, like my nephew. He doesn't dabble in any of this because he's 11, but
Right.
he dabbles in Fortnite to the point where he might, if he was on some THC, I don't know if he'd leave the house for a week.
I think people don't
That's
realize
gonna be
there's a
an
difference
issue.
between cannabis and CBD, which is from hemp, and there's no psychotropic
But
effects.
CBD is totally, nothing's going to change except maybe your skin's going to feel better and you're going to be
Well,
relieved
it's good
and
for
less
pain,
stress. Yeah, less stress relief.
Yeah,
I'm
and
with
a
you.
lot of people that are baby boomers, they don't want to take Advil to work out, every day, or take something to sleep at night. And if they could do a CBD topical for their arthritic joints or something to sleep at night, there's something to be said about that. So, that's the wave of the future: genomics and gut health and CBD and
Yep. It's exciting.
yes.
It'll be ubiquitous. So, it's hard to pick a brand instead of just making sure that the industry proliferates and more people get help and that there aren't all these crazy side effects
Right.
of all these drugs.
Right.
Let's talk for a minute about the medical fitness tour.
Mm-hmm.
And are you actually, how many people show up for that? Who does that target? And, if there's a cost associated with it, because I think education and networking events with
Yes.
groups that are not traditionally in this industry
Yes.
is going to be the way that there's going to be a quantum change. So why don't you talk about the medical fitness tour? Then I'll throw in a couple of my beliefs
Sure.
almost naturally, even though I have them canned, that I'm going to say. And so talk to me about the tour.
My first conference I did in Phoenix, Arizona, and I had the good fortune of Bill McBride as my keynote
Great
speaker.
guy.
Yep, and we had about 100 people there, and I remember talking to him the week before going, oh my God, I have 100 people, and he's like, that's really good. This is a new space, and your first conference, that you should be proud of that. And so it's been continuously growing, and what was really cool, I've done 5 now, is we had 140 people at our last conference. 20 of them were MDs. And I guess it depends on, I've been at universities and I've been at clubs.
Okay.
And so I think it depends on the venue, but I've had naturopathic doctors, chiropractors,
awesome.
registered dietitians, physical therapists. And what they think is really cool is that we're all sitting elbow to elbow in the same room.
Right.
We're learning, and we're talking about the team approach to healthcare. How can we all work together to help somebody?
I think each group, if you don't do this, each group has got preconceived stereotypes about the other.
absolutely. Yes.
Whereas like, oh, these doctors, they're never going to embrace what I
Sure.
want to do, right?
Sure.
That's obviously not true. And they look at these health guys. These guys, they're just trying to sell memberships. Like they could give a shit about whether everybody gets results. Like they just want to collect their fee, and they hustle people with their personal trainers.
Yeah, they're all in their silos.
Everyone's like, all I know about you is negative.
All right.
or the top
Right.
3 things I think about you is negative.
Right.
Because my view on the health insurance operators is like, are you all like walking around with like eye masks on? Do you not?
Right.
How have you not called me and said, hey, how do I do a deal with Orange Theory, Gold's Gym, Planet Fitness, Lifetime? Can somebody call and say like, hey, I want my 4 million members to
Right.
be able to go into your club and I'll pay you X a
Right.
month. And
Right.
if they don't show up, then I'm going to charge them, the member.
Right.
It's a penalty
Right.
for not coming.
Right.
Or negative option, something. Anyway, so talk about who's in the room,
So,
what these people are talking about, what are some of the early wins that have come out of these meetings?
You know what? Everyone really likes the intimate groups, which which I do too, and that there's a lot of networking. So you spend, a weekend with these people, whether it's like all those different professions, the presenters, and the people that I have presenting for me are really cool in that they sit in the room when someone else is presenting. They're, having lunch with the attendees. They're at the evening mixer, and so they're very available. And I think the people attending the conference like how everyone spends the whole weekend, the sponsors, the vendors, the exhibitors.
Gotcha.
We offer CECs for fitness professionals, and
Is this all your own content that's been developed?
no, I have speakers on all different, topics in the fitness industry. Andrea Leonard, she's the Cancer Exercise Training Institute. She has spoke at a couple. Dan Ritchie, Functional Aging Institute, spoke on joint replacement. So it's all
I can't
different
even say
people.
I don't even know half of these people. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
so they're all people in the fitness industry.
Love it.
And like I said, our topics, even on genomics, we had last time, gut health. I've had Thorn Research, SpectraCell Labs, Ultra Running Shoes as sponsors.
All right, so when's the next event and how many spots are open?
Well, that's great. We're planning Seattle, the Washington Athletic Club. They're one of
Okay.
the platinum clubs of America.
Sure.
And I hope to double the attendance and maybe get like 200 or so people. And yes, I am looking for sponsors and speaking sessions. We're going to do a business track for people that want to get into the medical fitness space. How do they start a facility and have this integrative wellness center?
So you do what you're the authority on. You bring other speakers in. They do breakout groups.
Yeah.
And then how many days is it?
There are 3 days. We're going to do
3 days
Thursday.
in Seattle.
Yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yep.
And I think we're going to do a women's health workshop, women's health and fitness.
Okay.
And like I said, a business one. And, cancer prevention is going to be a topic, hormones.
Okay.
I know is a topic right now. So we're still looking for
Are you trying to say I should go to that one?
You could.
Yeah, I could.
It's going to be
all natural, right?
Yeah, the Washington Athletic Club is a beautiful club. They're one of the platinum clubs of America. So they're one of the 5-star clubs
Nice.
that have been around for
And
100
then,
years.
let's get in touch. What's the website so everyone knows how to get to the directory? And
So MedFitNetwork.org is the directory. So it's a membership organization. So clubs can join, professionals can join, and consumers can go there and find these people. And then MedFitEd.org is the foundation. And that's
Nice.
where you can learn about the tours. I launched MedFit TV last summer, MedFit Classroom,
You got a
bunch
lot
of programs.
going on.
I have a lot
all
going
coming
on.
out of Costa Mesa, huh?
Yep, and I still personal train clients.
What? Get out of here! Get out of here!
I do. I know.
So, what was as in closing here? One, congratulations on your success, and
Thank you.
appreciate everything you're doing because every
you.
part of this matters, and it's gonna turn into
Thank you.
something awesome.
Thank you.
And it's people like you that actually are doing the work, like we are, and everybody else is playing their little piece of the puzzle, and it's going to be pretty awesome. So, give us like a quote that you live by. Or something that is like a Dougherty ism that comes out, or like something that chirps in your mind all
I'm
the time.
going to quote Wayne Gretzky. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Well, I'd say you're going 100 for 100. So keep shooting. Keep shooting.
Just go out and do it, or else you'll never know.
I think the one thing is like when you master the wrist shot, like Gretzky, focus on that one, and that's probably the directory, and the tour. So,
right.
Congrats. Look forward to working with you, and I'm glad this got set up, and everybody knows that we got to tie all these different pieces of the sector together because can powerfully change how other people think, and the only way to do that is through
I think we could heal
listening.
the United States.
Let's do the whole country right now. All 50, baby. All right, we'll see you in Seattle.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.